Hi friends, in today's video we learn how to book a CFA exam. Now I do understand that a lot of students when they are booking their exam have a lot of doubts and have a lot of concerns through the entire process and sometimes even get overwhelmed with the process. The process is quite streamlined and I'll take you through a step-by-step procedure of how to complete it correctly. Now the first things first you need to do is you need to come to the CFA Institute's website and you need to create an account. Okay. Now you'll have to obviously input your email ID, it will be followed by a password, there would be some authentication. So you complete that entire process, it's a very quick process and you'll have an account ready, okay? Now you're going to use this email ID and this password throughout, okay? So you need to remember it. So first things first you will do is you'll go to programs, you'll go to overview and here you will get a tab to book your exam, okay? So let's go here. Now let us assume whichever exam you need to book. Let's say if you're appearing for the November 25 exam, let's continue from here. So you continue from here. Now you have 3 packages available over here. Okay, now the standard exam is $1640. Now there is an incremental package by paying an additional $49, $1689 and $1939. Okay, now the first one obviously gives you access to of course you book the exam and along with that you get access to a learning ecosystem, which is very important, 2 mock exams, certain practice questions, but obviously over here you won't be able to download your content and print it, and there are certain extra questions and extra tests which are not available, which become available in the second one. You get to download your content and print those questions, print the content. But of course, if you need certain extra questions and extra mocks, that's available in part 3. So really depending on what you need, you can choose. I've usually seen that students go for the standard or at best the plus package, right? And at a later stage, in case you feel the need to, use additional questions, you can also upgrade. So let's assume that you take the first one. So you continue and you start filling in all your personal information. All right, so let us assume that we have filled in some information in here. Now very important, you need to take note of this. On the exam day you will need to bring a valid international passport. Okay, so you need a valid international passport and whatever name you've put in the passport, that's exactly the kind of name details you need to put going ahead. Okay, now as you see given here, given names as appears on your identification, which means exactly आपके passport पे जो नाम लिखा है, that is exactly what you need to fill in over here. So you fill all your details, and you continue. Okay, keep going ahead. They'll ask you for your university name, your year of graduation. Now there are certain questions which the CFA Institute is going to ask you just to ensure and check whether your professional conduct is up to the mark or no. So don't get overwhelmed when you're filling these details. So for example, are you currently suspended from any organization or judicial court? Have you been expelled in the past? Are there certain trading prohibitions or restrictions? Have you been convicted to a crime? I'm assuming that you're a student and you don't have any record like that, so just click a no in most of the cases. But of course, if there is if there has been an issue, then please don't breach ethics, please report it. Having said that, let's assume that everything is clear with you. You go ahead to the next part, which is personal data consent, right? Give them consent. Read all of these, give them consent to use personal data, and then you continue ahead. Now this is an agreement which the CFA Institute signs between you and themselves, so you please read the entire agreement in detail. Okay, where several elements of your exam, and the candidate conduct pledge, the testing center scheduling, all the details related to your exam, the cancellation policy, all of that has been very well detailed out. You must make it a point to read all of this at least once, and thereafter you can quickly come down, click here, you're accepting all the terms and continue. Now this is a standard agreement, guys. Don't get overwhelmed once again. This is something that the CFA Institute would sign with every single candidate that they're entering into the exam with. So read the clauses. There is another question that they ask you. Would you like to receive information about additional exam prep opportunities? Depending on whatever you choose. Let's say if you choose yes, you again go ahead. Then there are certain other questions like, are you taking the CFA exams for regulator recognition? How were you encouraged to do the program? What's your motivation? All of these questions, the CFA Institute is just taking a survey to understand what led you to take up the professional course. So be honest and answer them, and then you continue. Now quickly check all your details. This is the exam that you booked for. This is the standard package that you bought. Quickly check the details, check your address, check all your personal information. And I repeat over here, ensure that the names is in sync with what you have filled in your passports, okay? Because if there is a difference, you will have a problem at the exam session, right? So check all the details once again thoroughly to ensure that every single part of it is correct, and then you are at your final step where you proceed to payment. Now when you get to this final step, you've been given a detailed breakdown of the amount you're paying. So for example, there is level 1 registration fees, there is a program enrollment fees, and for your information, from 2026 this is waived off, so there is not going to be any enrollment fee 2026 onwards. The exam fee has in fact increased. And then there is of course some cost towards the digital curriculum, but all in all it still is a total of 1640, exactly what was promised to you when you started off, right? Now you continue ahead, and then you have several choices to pay by card, invoice. You can use Alipay or voucher. Mostly I've seen students are in India use credit cards. You select whatever option you would like and accordingly proceed and then pay. Now I also want to draw your attention to something, guys. Apart from the $1640 that you're going to be paying, you will also be charged a tax, a VAT, a GST, which is $295, which is 18% GST, right? So take note of that. So you'll have to pay $1935, and then you continue, and your exams would be accordingly booked. Okay, so this is what the process looks like. It's a little long, but it's very systematic, step by step. Okay, make sure to remember your user ID and password, because every time that you want to sign into the CFA Institute's website, you will need that. In fact, even to sign into the learning ecosystem, that they will give you access to, which is your digital curriculum, you will need the same sign-in and password that you have made right now. Okay, so I hope that this information helps. Good luck to you.